Hey, Haim.
Yes.
Do you coach the switch hit?
Hamish, that's just not cricket. And we'll discuss that and a whole lot more on episode 49 of the Kingsgrove Sports Centre podcast.
No.
You weren't happy with your acting skills there, Hamish?
Let's discuss. No, I thought that was pretty decent.
Yeah, right.
My own performance probably equal to my singing.
Fair enough. We won't discuss that. Anyway, we better introduce people first.
Yes.
So hello, everybody. Welcome again to another episode of the Kingsgrove Sports Centre podcast. Once again, I'm joined by coaching extraordinaire Hamish Solomons. How are we?
Not too bad. Good to be back.
Good to be back.
Felt like it's been a while between episodes. But, it's that crazy time of year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
That's right. And, of course, on the end, St George Sutherland Slayers legend, Lisa Johns.
Yep.
Welcome.
Hi. Good to be back.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Are you pumped?
I am. I'm actually excited about this topic.
Good topic.
It's a good topic. And before I forget, as I often do, the man in the corner that makes all this work, producer Nick, how are we?
Thanks so much, man. I appreciate the introductions because there's been a couple of times in our podcast history where I don't get introduced and then it's weird to suddenly hear this American voice coming from the corner. So at least a little nod my way.
All of a sudden, some strange bloke from the corner starts talking to us in an American accent, and it gets a bit weird about cricket. Yeah. Well,
that's just not cricket.
That's just not cricket. No, that's also actually strange voice, American accent.
There you go. That's not
bit of a nod to your Unique 5 later on. But before we get to that, the topic today is it's just not cricket. Things that we don't like, are annoyed about, things we don't believe are cricket.
They just don't belong.
Don't belong.
Things that have changed the game.
Yes.
We don't like them.
And not necessarily for the better.
Yeah. Look, I guess there's a lot of topics up for discussion here, and I'm really looking forward to disagreeing on some of these topics. Let's get into an argument. Let's argue about
disagreeing on your own thoughts as well. Are you going to disagree with yourself? Or?
I often disagree with myself. Yeah, mainly after things happen. But anyway,
fair enough.
Bit of to and froing with yourself, whether you decide. Yes, I like that. No, I don't like that.
Are you claiming that I like to sit on the fence with things?
Yes, I think you've got a very sore bottom from sitting on that fence.
Thank goodness it's from that.
Yeah, hey. All right.
Play on.
So
shall we start?
Yeah, the switch hit, Haim.
The switch hit. Look, it's just one of these things. At the moment, I just feel like everything in cricket is the batsman's favour.
Spoken like a true bowler.
However, the switch hit, it's not a shot you would think, it's going to be really all that beneficial. But I just think that the cricketers are so well trained. They're professionals, so they're able to hone their craft to a point where now we're just coming out with a whole new array of cricketing shots. In saying that, the onus is back to the bowler to come up with stuff, and I don't know. I feel like it's a batter's game at the moment.
Yeah.
You look at a situation in Queensland club cricket at the moment where Chris Lynn has scored 3 centuries in a row, barely, facing any balls. He's 40 balls, 50 balls, 60 balls, scoring hundreds. And you got to think about those poor young bowlers he's playing against. Are they going to rock up next season and even bother?
Well, probably will, because as long as he's not there, they'll be right.
Yeah,
he'll be off to the big bash shortly.
Yeah. You got to look at it at that point. Are we just killing the game from bowling point of view? Yep. Even the recent one-dayers, very
T20s.
You've done well if you get away with 60 runs off your 10 overs.
Going at less than 8, you're doing a good job.
I mean, it's
obviously very, like you were saying, it's obviously very skillful. You watch someone like Glenn Maxwell, who's been playing it very well recently. I get frustrated with where they try and play it when they've still got the 2 blokes behind point and they still play the shot for some silly reason, like just play a normal cricket shot. I'm not sort of on I don't know if I'm on the Ian Chappell side where he sort of said, it's unfair because the batsman can swap its hands and stuff, because it obviously is very skillful. And if you get out playing that shot, you do look like a fool.
Yes.
So here's the 2 points. I'm not a huge fan about it. The batter gets to just muck around, switch hit, left hand, right hand, do what they want. the bowler, you say, you know, the onus is on the bowler here to try and mix things up, but the bowler has to elect and tell the umpire and tell the batsman which hand they're going to bowl with and whether it's going to be around the wicket or over the wicket. So they have to, and they can't change that. They've got to stick with that. So why should the batter then get to switch whatever they want to do? My second point about it is it looks great when it comes off. But how efficient is that in terms of percentage of attempted switch hit and it coming off in a blazing glory of 6?
Yep.
You know, watching Maxwell recently, I get frustrated when he tries it all the time and, 1 out of 10 comes off. And then that turns into a dot ball. In T20 cricket, just play a normal shot.
Yeah, if you play it not, he tries to, that's the frustration I get. He's trying to switch hit balls that you go, well, you've missed it. If you played a normal cricket shot, you could have got some runs off it, but you're trying to switch hit it. Yep. And you get if it's 1 in 10, it's not really worth it.
Yeah, look, I guess in our conversations today, and it's going to come up quite a bit, is that we're tinkering with some of the great traditions of cricket, and I'm probably going to try and take the old school stance. Although I do understand that the game has to progress in order to appeal to the younger generations and the place we live in. You know, some people live in very busy cities and they don't have a lot of time for stuff.
So you're going to say the bowler can bowl with both arms?
Well, they can. And there are a few occasions where a bowler can bowl, but he does have to... But you've got to say so. Umpire.
I've been involved in a game where the umpires stopped the bowler from switching. Anyway.
Yep. So look, there's a risk. I think what we have to probably do is talk to the current crop of bowlers playing at that level, and ask them: do you think this is an unfair advantage or option, or do you think it's potentially an advantage to you as a bowler to get a wicket because it's a high risk shot?
I mean, as a bowler, you pick the spot where you want to bowl it, right? You want to bowl it outside off, you want to bowl it into their pads and things like that. It makes it hard when the batter just completely about faces and suddenly their onside and offside have switched around.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
It's actually more about. Is it more about bowling, or is it more about the field setting? Because obviously, you set up a field for a right-hander, and then the batsman comes in, and then he turns around and he switch hits, and obviously he's trying to hit it to an area where there is no fielders.
Yep. Yeah.
Should we get more fielders on the field?
No.
Sometimes I feel like yes.
Because in junior cricket, we're dealing with a situation where there's less fielders on the field. Look, I'm going to go with no, you can't ban it, even though I'm not a great fan of the shot. And I certainly, to answer your original question, I'm not in any position to coach it because I have no experience with it. It wasn't really an option too much of when I was playing, and I wasn't probably good enough to even think about playing those sort of shots because I struggled with other shots, like normal ones.
Yeah, just general.
Yeah. So I just think it's a part of the game now that appeals to the crowd, and unfortunately that's kind of what it's about. Not seeing a hell of a lot of it when I go around the grounds at grade level at this stage. I think it's, at this stage it's a kind of a shot for those higher levels and the shorter forms of the game.
Fair enough.
So sort of run with that.
Speaking of shorter forms, T20 cricket.
Oh, look.
Is it cricket?
I think...
Really?
Well,
I love the look. I love that.
Look, now, it's obviously not going anywhere. It's just a huge part of the cricketing landscape now. You look at the success of the WBBL recently.
Yep.
The BBL, it's one of the it's a marketing aspect of the game, I believe.
Yeah.
Now it's here to stay, so there's no point to it. Is it cricket? Not really.
It's not real cricket.
It's not, if I'm taking the old person stance, it's not real cricket. No. It's just not cricket.
What, so if you say it's just not cricket, you're old?
Well, no.
No.
In thought.
Young purists out there.
In thought, I mean, you go to any club cricket game where there's anyone above the age of, let's say, 55 onwards, and they'll give you a good ear bashing about how it's not
go.
cricket.
Yeah.
Now, shortening cricket any more
Oh,
than T20,
Well,
10,
I mean, there is
For
the T10 comp.
for me, is a big no-no, unless it's a tournament within a couple of days. So, for instance, there's game after game after game, which I've played in plenty of tournaments like that where it's six-a-side cricket.
Sixes.
You know, and you finish one game and you're back on in another. You know, for that
6-a-side.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
10 overs.
It's
That's not cricket.
Yeah.
No, it's great.
No, it's not
It
cricket.
was a big like Hong Kong Sixers used to be huge.
Yeah, there's a tournament I played in Victoria in Vancouver Island.
Yeah.
And is the field the same
And
size?
there's yeah.
Nah.
And there's teams that come from all over North America, and even Qantas from Australia have always traditionally had a team, and it's a great thing. The tournament's over 3 days, and game after game after game. I can cop that, but when you've got this, you know, basically they're just saying, right, all right, we need something new and quicker.
Yeah,
Quicker and more exciting than T20 cricket. That's when you're tinkering.
Well,
You've taken.
Well, I have noticed the T20 games are getting longer and longer.
Oh,
They don't take 3 hours.
Yeah.
talking about the drinks break at 10 overs.
Yep.
In T20 cricket. Are we kidding? Who
Yeah, no.
needs a drink after 10 overs?
No, we don't need a drinks break. Not in T20 cricket, no.
Yeah, look, I'm a purist. And it's the cheap and nasty one night stand.
What were they? What was
That's all T20. Look, I'll watch it. I'll watch T20 cricket, and it'll be on every single night of the summer.
What a quote, man. T20, the cheap and nasty one-night stand of cricket.
But it is. It's a money-making revenue, and it's changed cricket, almost unrecognisable from, say, a decade or two ago.
Do you think? I'm going to ask you a pretty serious question. Do you think, let's say, in regards to T20 selections or putting squads together, that you've kind of got in the room of selectors, 2 of them are actually selectors or coaching staff, and the other one's from the marketing department?
Oh, quite possibly.
Might as well be.
I'm starting to get a bit of a feeling.
This one's got more Twitter followers. Let's put him in the team. That sort of stuff. But for me,
that's not cricket.
It just teaches kids really bad habits, and there's a lack of a game awareness. When they go to play the longer formats, they got no idea how to do it.
Yeah.
My personal belief is that people under 18 shouldn't be playing T20 cricket until they've learnt the basics.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna present an argument for you.
Go.
Now, it's obviously a huge part of creating pathways is to move on into a Sydney Sixers franchise or a Sydney Thunder, because you've got more chance of potentially making that area of the game than maybe getting selected in the New South Wales Sheffield Shield squad, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So if you're not learning how to play like that, then there's potentially a livelihood missed.
Or then also to add to that, the women's game is all limited overs cricket.
Limited overs.
I think T20 is a great fit for women's cricket.
Oh, look, I agree. At this point in time, at this point in time of the development of the game and the marketing, we go back to this marketing money word.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I think people are starting to get an appetite now for women's cricket, seeing it in the shorter format. And it's just my personal opinion, and speaking to a lot of the girls, they want to play the longer formats. Yep. They don't want to be pigeonholed into T20 cricket.
Yep.
But again, to your point, Hamish, it does give some cricketers an option of a career in cricket.
Let's take an off spinner.
Yeah.
If you're an off spinner and you're playing in the Nathan Lyon era, there's not much progression to the highest level, is there?
No. Well, and you can also say even as a leg spinner, Nathan Lyon's here. Yep. You might play, you might play in Sydney because they play 2 spinners there.
Yeah.
You might get picked on a tour to go to India or Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
But generally, you're probably not going to play.
So
you're not going to get to the top. You're not going to get to the top level.
I obviously use this example in relation to maybe Chris Green.
Yep.
Who, if he works hard, he still may not get his opportunity to play first-class cricket
Yeah.
Now he's got an opportunity to travel the world and make a really good living as a professional T20 cricketer. Now, if he doesn't start to learn the skills and the traits of a T20 cricketer from a young age, he's not where he is at the moment.
But do you also need, to Lisa's point, do you also need the basics as well?
100%. You've got to learn to walk before you run. But you can't learn to run at age 18, I think, Lisa. You've got to...
Tough one.
You know, because you got to look at it from the junior point of view. Is now they're playing restrictions where you retire after 24 balls, and you don't want to retire after 24 balls and be 8 runs.
The old blokes do that too. Harry doesn't like it.
Yeah. and you know, you go, oh well, I'm not going to come back and play cricket. So kids now are really attacking the ball in junior cricket. There's a few less fielders on the field.
It just drives me mad that we're not teaching kids how to build an innings. We're just going from ball one, you've got to go out and attack. And for me, just not cricket.
It's just sort of work.
You'll always get your cricketers who aren't suited and their brains, function as a slightly different way. And they prefer to bat a less dazzling and build innings.
Yeah.
And, you get to a certain point, maybe age 15 or 16, where you, as a coach, you can say, well, he could go more the T20 route.
Yeah.
And he could go more the longer form. And then you've got, let's use David Warner as an example. When he was first emerging...
Yeah, he came through T20.
No one would have thought, well, he's going to be one of the great test batters.
Yeah.
But he made the decision, okay, cricket at its greatest challenge is test cricket.
Absolutely.
So that's what I want to do as an athlete or as a sportsman. I want to challenge myself not to be pigeonholed as a T20 cricketer, and I want to see, and he changed his game to a certain extent.
Yeah.
He still brought the razzle and the dazzle.
He can still do both.
And sometimes it doesn't work, and when it does work, we love it. And Test cricket's gone to a new level, probably because of the attacking flair of these.
It has definitely changed Test cricket.
Yeah.
But the selectness of the Test cricket being so, not everyone's going to get that bag of green. That's what makes it so special. Okay. That's what makes it important.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
So to cap it off, T20 cricket, just not cricket.
No.
It's just cricket for me. Just.
It's well, look. I know you called it a dirty one night stand. It's fast food.
Sure.
So
why you look at me when you say it's fast food?
No, I'm just trying to enjoy you. I'm just trying to engage you in the conversation because you like this point.
It's not a shot at America.
No.
It would be like legitimate though.
It's like fast food, it's food, and
totally.
You think it's great when you're eating it,
but it's not gourmet.
But then 5 minutes later, you go, I really wish I hadn't done that.
You enjoyed it at the time,
and it wasn't that healthy,
and it wasn't that great. You
I think that's a fantastic analogy. Yeah,
I think with that we all agree that anything less than T20. Yeah. So what were they going to do in England? 100.
Well, so the 100's so the 100's different. The 100 is so yes. Look, it's less than the 20 overs because you face 100 balls.
100 balls, right.
But it's a slightly different format because I think the last over or something goes for like 10 balls or something. It's some sort of weird sort of thing. So, yeah.
I mean, who's Big Bash's biggest sponsor, man?
KSC.
It's KFC.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah.
It's all coming together.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, it's all about fast. Everything's fast. Everything's so fast. Life's so fast these days. We don't have time to sit down. Everything's fast. So that's what it is.
That's it. It's all about the time pool.
So now, well, again, continuing with limit overs cricket.
Yep.
Lisa, you're not a fan of having 2 balls.
No. When did this happen?
In one-day games.
When did this happen? So, for those who are unaware, in the ODIs, they now have 1 ball for one end and 1 ball for the other end. And
I'm biting my tongue so much at the moment.
If it wasn't enough of a batter's game, let's just give them a nice, fresh, hard ball all the time.
Well, I think what they did with that, because I think they were trying to get it so that it was a bit more for the bowler, so they'd have two new balls and they could swing it, but it's not working.
Let's...
Hamish, go.
Oh, 2 balls. What can I say?
Something G-rated. I hope.
Yeah. Look, I think we all know in this situation, the game importantly, functions better with two balls. You know.
Well, because I mean, one of the issues that the white ball's got is that by the end of the 50
goes
overs,
green.
it's like grey and
Too bad.
old and no
Well,
good.
and
And the
soft
batters
and-
can't see it.
You can't see it.
Yeah,
The batters can't
and you
see
can't
it.
hit. It's harder to hit sixes at the end.
Yeah, see,
Lisa.
again, it's a batter's game.
And when the ball is continually getting belted, it becomes soft and harder to belt.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
See?
So,
Nah, not a fan.
Is it quicker if you two?
No, well, I
not
don't
really,
know. I'm
no,
not sure.
no,
I don't know if it
no,
makes.
no, I just-
No. The ODI game's slow enough. It is probably should.
Oh.
We probably should overrate to the.
Do they have two
Yes.
balls in T20? No.
No,
I
don't
don't think so.
start.
No, I don't think so. I don't think
Don't
so.
give them
No.
that idea.
No.
Because, players purposely were throwing
the ball into the ground to
into
rough
the
it up, to
ground.
scuff it
Yeah.
up, to get it softer, so it's
Yeah.
harder to score. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Two balls all the
Yeah,
way.
2 balls.
Well,
That's
look,
so
speaking of, having two balls and changing things up and different balls and things,
Yeah.
Equipment.
day night cricket,
Yeah.
pink ball.
Mm.
Day night cricket itself, day night tests.
Yes, that was
Cricket.
going to be one of my questions
Right.
to you guys.
Mm.
Initially, I was dead against it. A pink ball, for crying out loud, please. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
But then I saw it.
Yeah.
And then I saw the ball swing.
Ooh.
Mm.
And I saw the grass on the wicket.
Yes.
And I was like, this is cricket.
And you saw the batters having to, come across a different challenge.
That's
of,
right.
At a particular time, the
Yep.
batting conditions become a little trickier.
Little difficult.
New tactics emerged.
Yeah.
The batsman was tested more.
Yes.
There's a lot more
yes,
interest.
Lisa.
What
What about-
I was converted after.
Right,
So you're
Game one.
You had to
you're a
have a
fan of
defense.
you're a fan of the pink ball.
I was a fan of the pink
What about
ball.
two pink balls?
No.
No, test cricket.
Shouldn't they use pink balls in one day games instead?
Why?
Well, because it swings more.
Well, okay. Does the pink ball swing itself, or is it because
Well, yeah,
there's
what's
more
the-
grass on the?
What would the marketing department say
I
to
think
that?
It's the ball I think it's the ball itself.
What would the marketing department
Or the
say to
conditions.
They'd
that?
be all for it.
We don't.
Love it.
No, we don't want the ball to swing more because the batters won't be
Because
hitting it. out
they'll
of the park
be
and
they'll
the
be nicking
crowd
off.
won't go nuts.
No, they
and-
love it because when guys are getting out and it's
We love it.
Yeah.
Because we like seeing the bowler have things evened up a little bit.
Yep.
But it's really the one-day game or shorter formats about the ball
but
being
but
hit out of
it's
the
still-
ground
well,
and the crowd going nuts.
Yeah, it's to a point, but I think it'd still be exciting if there was wickets falling and it's a tight contest and
Tricky Nicky.
Yeah, man.
I mean, what's more exciting to your every average sort of baseball fanatic, seeing a home run hit or someone getting struck out?
I mean, I'm not a baseball guy myself, but I think if you were to make a big generalization, everybody likes to see the ball hit out of the park.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like more than you would, I mean, as exciting as like an expertly executed double or triple play can be.
Yeah.
Like it's not the same as the crowd roaring, knock it out of the
People
park.
want it
so-
out of the park because
Yes.
they can keep the ball.
Yes,
in baseball.
that's
Well,
true.
that's true too.
But to that point, baseball games aren't overly high scoring all the time. You're not getting you don't get a lot of home runs.
you're definitely not
you don't get
getting
a lot of home runs. You don't get a lot of home runs all the
they
time.
actually go for quite a long period of time.
they
I
do.
went and
They
watched
do.
the one that was at the SCG with the
They're long.
Diamondbacks and
Yep.
someone else. Throw a pitch,
Yep.
have a cup of tea, have a meeting, throw a pitch, have a cup
Oh, yeah,
of
it's a
tea,
slow
have a
game.
meeting.
But-
It was very slow.
That's not how Americans play baseball.
Well, that's what I saw. And they were American teams. I could go and get a
Bunch
hot
of
dog
breaks, but yeah,
between
I
a
mean,
ball.
It's a slow paced game.
Anyway, hang on. I think I can tell you baseball.
digress.
That's not cricket.
But we
No.
got to the
Ping ball.
psychology of it.
Yeah.
There is that if we're drawing people to the game, it's because the ball's getting whacked out of the ground.
Possibly, yeah. But anyway, back to the pink ball and day night
Day
test.
night test.
I agree.
Yep.
I'm a fan.
Yep, that's one route that was taken.
One tick for the marketing department. Well
Yep.
done.
Yep.
Well, so
and
far,
I
it
think
seems-
it's a
yeah,
great
sorry.
fit. I think it's a great fit. Modern day society is that they can finish their work day or school day
Yeah.
Yes, that's
and
what I love
go
about it too.
and watch Test
You can
cricket.
still watch half a day's play at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
So, yep.
That's
So
it.
far,
We
it
agree.
seems like you're the collectively the biggest indicator about whether or not something's cricket has to do with like the pace of the game. so far? More than anything?
No, I think for me it's about the contest and the evenness between batter and bowler and the need to apply yourself in the game. So in T20 cricket, you go out and you smash the batter around a bit and as I said, cheap and dirty and nasty.
There are some sublime skills being
yes,
used,
definitely.
Yes. But I don't think it's near the skill required to succeed at the highest level in Test cricket.
To
be able to focus and concentrate.
Like in week
cover drive.
Like in week 42 of the Big Bash.
Yeah.
You get a bit jaded, don't you?
You're a bit over it.
It's like, is this still on?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
I've got to say, I'm loving Sheffield Shield cricket and Test cricket. We're just about to hit Test cricket season. They're playing in New Zealand. I love following those longer games. There's just something about it. It's a movie. It's a story. Different way. Whereas T20 cricket, you don't kind of get the scripts.
No.
Anyway,
No.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway,
What else have we got?
Oh, what? You're looking at me.
Yeah. What else have you got? Well, okay. So we kind of have an equipment theme going.
Yes.
Because we're talking about changing balls and whatever.
Yes.
Bats.
Big bats.
Big bats.
Nope. You can't mishit a shot or edge for 6. That's just not right. That's just not right.
I know I can't.
You can't be rewarded for missing the ball basically and getting a maximum.
Okay, being the person to try and disagree with you. All right, let's say you take a skinny weed like myself. Constantly...
You've got to be able to lift the bat home to take it out with you.
I have a living experience here. Constantly, wanted to be considered as more of a bowler. I wanted to be considered as an all-rounder. I wanted to be an attacking batsman, but I wasn't getting... batting with my 2'7" cricket bat, I was getting caught in the boundary a lot. And
so
just out of the blue, I started using a heavier bat. I didn't realise it, to be truthful, at first. But for the first time in my life, I actually started clearing the boundary. So it actually helped my batting. It helped me achieve what I wanted to achieve with my batting, because I was able to be more effective by using a heavier bat.
Again, for me, it comes back to what's fair between the batter and the bowler.
Yeah.
Bowler can't all of a sudden go, actually, hey, I want the shinier ball.
Yep.
He
can shine it, though.
Well, not at the moment.
Not at the moment,
but
anyway.
COVID. It's just not cricket.
No. It's just not cricket, yeah.
Can we move on?
You look at
remember my original argument, like how long to make a...
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
that's a throwback to a previous...
They made it.
Yeah, all right, anyway.
Yeah.
So go on.
Look at Pandya for India. Bring out the railway sleeper, and then he does, and he wields it, and there's 6 every ball.
And he's a thin bloke, but he's strong. So I think...
they train for a living.
Obviously, there was a time when they were getting a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
They were just getting ginormous. The bats that David Warner was using at a time were just...
The original Kaboom?
Yes.
Yeah.
Were silly.
How thick were those edges?
And the fact that now the ICC has mandated that they can't be bigger than...
Did you know that?
Yes, I did know that.
The edges can't be bigger than 40 mils and the spine can't be higher than 67. I think 67 mils is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because they were just getting stupid. So, obviously, the bat manufacturers have gotten better at producing bats that have better ping, better middles.
Yep.
So that obviously helps. And plus, once you get stronger and you get more skillful, and you are able to hit balls at 150 clicks, and go far.
Yep.
But yeah, it is probably, it's not always the greatest thing to see when someone edges one.
Yeah.
And it goes for 6.
Yeah.
that's just not fair. Like the bowler toils to get that outside edge, and to see just go 10 rows back.
But for just swires at one, and all of a sudden it just goes. It's going over there.
Nicked one.
Nicked one for 6.
Oh, okay.
Went for 4.
Yeah.
No good. Yeah.
Well, it reminds me of just since I've been in the cricket arena, of that Gray Nichols bat, the XP80, the 2000.
Yeah.
The one that was that ever legal?
Yes.
It was at the time.
I am.
Well, that's interesting. That's changed just since I've been here.
Of course, yeah. Because then I don't know what that would look like now if that was
if that was a very slippery slope.
That just would have been.
If you've not seen the XB80 2000,
try and look it up.
We have a video on it actually. If you go back far enough in the Kingsgrove Sports YouTube catalog, we have a video on the XB80. We did.
That was an horrendous shape. That it was awful.
It looked a bit like an orca.
Awful. Yeah. Now, Hamish.
Yes.
I know one of my, one of the things you look forward to in playing cricket, in the longer form of cricket, is that time at around 3:00.
Oh yeah.
When you just need a little bit of a break.
Yep.
And you're looking forward to some afternoon tea. Now I know and to your statement before, it's rearing its ugly head again.
Yes.
That disease that we've all been living through this year. That in one of the counties in England, they've banned afternoon tea. It's a sad day for cricket, isn't it, Hamish?
There's like
a moment's silence.
Yeah, a spontaneous moment of silence.
A minute's silence. Now, I'm not best at concentrating, so I read part of that article.
Right. Okay. Yep.
Why did they ban it? Was it for COVID reasons?
Yes.
That was the ultimate reason. So are they going to reintroduce it? That's what I
Well, I hope so.
Yeah, well...
I hope so.
Okay. But could you imagine a day where they just say, right, young cricketer, you don't have to manage yourself that you have to stop somewhere along the way and come up with a good morning tea.
You don't have to bring that box of shapes with you.
What was your
for your teammates to share?
Now you would never have really experienced this because there's no 2-day cricket in women's cricket, so there's no
there's
a lunch break,
lunch,
but you bring your own lunch.
There's no tea. Previously, talking back way in the 70s and 80s, the host team would provide lunch for the opposition.
Yep.
They're trying to start to bring that back in,
Yep.
and I think it's a nice thing.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. As long as you get a good one, because sometimes some of the teas I've had have been absolutely
I'm trying to
disgraceful.
work out what was more disappointing for me as a cricketer, regularly failing with the bat or walking into the afternoon tea room at the opposition's club.
There's nothing worse than a double.
And just saying,
poor performance
where's
and poor
the
tea.
food? Where's the food? Where's the little
party
pies and the Frankfurts? And
Frankfurters.
Where's the dip?
Some sort of sandwich.
Where are the
an array of sandwich, scones and jam?
Where are the Kingstons?
At least a packet of Tim Tams. Something.
Tim Tams, yes.
Something.
What was your go-to?
What would I normally? I'd sometimes change it up, but it could be.
I never changed it up.
That's too superstitious.
It's almost like a superstition. It's like, plus I just loved it because
some sort of cake or some sort of biscuit.
Chicken shapes.
Yeah.
Barbecue shapes.
Chicken shapes with French onion dip.
Getting the dip involved. I think that's why they. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why they stopped it.
Yeah, communal dip.
Yeah, the communal dip. And nobody liked French onion dip.
Not a COVID friendly.
I did though.
Yeah, not COVID friendly. So hopefully
you get the CCs and the salsa and all that.
Yeah, you get that sort of stuff. Yeah.
But you go to there are certain clubs out there,
good
and
chicken,
you know that
good chicken roll though.
You know that there's like the mums are really into it, and the dads are loving it and stuff like afternoon tea is going to be fantastic. At this club.
When you get the waft of the barbecue while you're out there fielding, that's a good club.
And then the umpires go, we're heading back out, and I need a bit more of a lie down.
So it's can be bad because like if you're fielding, I can't really fill up that much. I can't. I don't want to be overloaded for the afternoon session. No good. And then like if you happen to be in and batting, I don't want to. I can't.
Or if you know you're going to bowl pretty shortly, you can't have that.
Or if
sitting
you're Stuart, who's an opening batsman,
gets out just before tea.
Maybe
on occasions,
quite often earlier.
Yeah,
right. It's like
Yeah, but the batting, you're going to get a good one.
From that point on, aside from the newspapers, the only thing else you've got to look forward to
is tea.
Arvo tea.
Is tea. Yeah.
Well, let's just hope that
Hopefully it comes back.
Hopefully,
Hopefully it comes back.
The longer format of cricket without RVT is just not cricket.
No, it's just not cricket. No.
What other things aren't cricket, Haim?
Okay, I'm going to throw something at you. A couple of things. I'll go with the drop-in pitches and pitches just being in Australia the same now. Like just again favouring the batters.
Yeah.
Nothing in it for the bowlers. Are we going to lose the bowler from the game? Do we just need to, take a bowling machine out there and
May
go?
as well.
No, we just start with a ball that's rough one side, strong on the other.
A tour of Australia.
Just get a coach to stand there, one of those plastic.
Oh, the wangers.
The wangers. A tour of Australia meant, adjustability for the batters from the other countries and our own country. The spin of Sydney, Melbourne a bit dead, and
the whacker,
pace of the
whacker.
Seam of Brisbane.
Where's the personality gone?
Batting paradise
Drop in
in Adelaide.
pitches. It's just not cricket.
I know where it's gone. Gone into the broadcaster's contract. This test match must go 4 or 5 days.
Well, actually, it's also gone into the
Other sports.
Yeah, it's gone into AFL, demanding that our guys don't like a hard centre wicket in there. Like they fall over, they hurt themselves.
Yeah,
we can't have that.
It's a travesty.
We pay you a lot of money.
Can I just say to you, AFL people who don't like falling on hard places, your game would not exist if it wasn't for cricket.
Correct. It was invented by a cricketer.
AFL was created
to
just
keep
to
fit in winter.
Keep cricket. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So there.
Yep.
So stop complaining let us
and
play.
let us have our proper squares back.
And again, I'm pretty sure it's called the Sydney Cricket Ground and the Melbourne Cricket Ground.
Yep.
The SCG is the only remaining full-time pitch that doesn't get pulled out for the AFL, is it not?
Gabba? I think the Gabba's still got it. I think Gabba and Sydney. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
but still two. Only two left. That's just a disgrace.
I think it's still in the whacker, but obviously they're not really using that.
No.
They're not really using that for international cricket anymore.
What about Blundstone?
No, I think you're right. I think it might. I think they've got it.
We don't
got it, but
we don't play a lot of test.
I'm not right there because I didn't have a clue, to be truthful.
Yeah.
You must. I just felt we need to mention our Tasmanian friends.
Obviously, it started in Melbourne, and they've obviously been having their issues because that their drop-in wickets are very old and they're horrible.
Yeah.
So the new stadium in Perth has got it.
Yep.
And they're not too bad.
Yep.
They're not superb, not too bad.
Yep.
I think Adelaide is the one that's getting it okay at the moment.
Yep.
But I think they're aided in the fact that they're playing a day-night test match and he leaves more grass on them.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can just sort of mention very quickly some of the other points we had.
Yes.
Sorry, I might have a technical difficulty I'm checking on here.
Oh, no, technical difficulty.
Actually, it might be fine.
Yeah, you might.
Okay, sorry about that.
I thought he was starting to break into a little bit of salsa or something there.
Sorry about that.
I thought he was trying to get our attention because he wasn't
bowling restrictions.
Bowling restrictions,
resting bowlers.
Are you talking about? You're not talking about in game. You're just talking about
Well, now we've been in these bowling restrictions for 20 odd years.
You're talking about ODIs.
I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about
managing bowling loads.
Loads.
Yeah.
I understand. I understand to a point.
Yeah.
In the fact that obviously they just want to make sure. Obviously, fast bowling is difficult. As young people are growing up, it puts a lot of stress on the body. There is a chance that they're going to get stress fractures, and you don't sort of want that.
There is, and I wonder if it sort of has reared its ugly head in the more modern game. A, because maybe we're playing more cricket, or B, we just didn't look for it in the yesteryear. We didn't go and put everyone through a scanner every time. Well,
obviously,
had a niggle.
Obviously Dennis Lilly had his issues way back when. I think they've obviously got better at looking at. I don't think they rest bowlers as much anymore.
They seem to have stepped away.
There's no sort of he played this
because
test,
they realise
if it's test
just
cricket,
wasn't cricket.
They do rest them in the shorter formats.
Maybe some shorter formats
to save them. For test cricket,
which is good because we know that T20 cricket's not good.
I don't mind it. There's been a period where our bowling stock's actually been pretty good and pretty healthy.
Yeah.
We've got away from that situation where Cummins was off the field more than he was on the field, and so I think they've got to that age where your body eventually goes, okay, I can handle this now. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with everything, all these silly movements that you're making. I didn't like it when it started happening because it almost felt like we were cheapening playing for your country.
That's it.
Yeah.
And, for me, that wasn't...
You pick your best 11 available.
Right.
You don't sort of just go, oh, you sit out and you have a go.
Yeah,
just
you
so
have a
that
go.
you don't get injured.
So you don't get injured, yeah. But I think they might have found that they might have been getting more injuries because guys were in and out. They weren't sort of bowling.
Yeah.
They weren't sort of bowling enough.
Well, that's the whole point. Is that are we helping them by resting them, or are we hampering them by
Resting them.
not toughening them up and making them
Toughen them up.
bowling?
I say get out there and bowl.
All right, an interesting one at grade level the other day for St. George, in particular, a game that I was at, 4th grade, was a heat out.
A heat out.
A heat out.
The extreme heat rule.
The extreme heat rule, where they had started the game.
Yeah.
And we've had washouts. That's long been a part of the game.
We've had smokeouts last year.
Yep. This game came down to Duckworth Lewis because the game got heated out.
Hang on, Hamish. Yeah. Don't forget Stern.
Yeah,
Stern's
I feel
involved
sorry
now.
for Stern.
Duckworth Lewis Stern. Well, maybe Lewis passed away just recently, didn't he?
So,
Did he?
Did he?
Oh.
Yeah, so
Duckworth
maybe
Stern.
just
Duckworth Stern.
Duckworth Stern now.
okay.
Because, I mean, really,
Well,
Lewis's family probably be
would
keen
like
to see his,
legacy live on. Yeah. Anyway.
So they played up until it was 42 degrees.
Really?
Yep.
Yes,
Ooh,
right?
That's not
Yes.
the extreme heat rule.
It is now.
Yes.
No, 40.
They changed. No. Ours is 42.
Yeah.
Is it?
So
Man.
the umpires did the right thing. They said, right.
But
Oh,
there's a what? So it's 42, but it's the feels like temperature.
Yes.
Nope.
No.
Oh, in our rule, it's 40, and it can be either the actual temperature, air temperature, or the feels like temperature.
No, apparently it's a feels like temperature.
42, that's just ridiculous.
Anyway, the umpires said at 42 degrees, right, we're going off. And the rule states that we cannot start playing unless it drops to 38.
Yep.
Within the next hour. Yep.
So why do they have to wait until it's 38 when they were playing at 41.9? And so basically there was no chance.
Yeah.
There's no chance of dropping 4 degrees on a hot day like that, unless the southerly comes in. But so the game was called off. Everyone was ready to play. It was like a breeze that started, but it still read, above 38 degrees, and poor opposition lost. It came down to Duckworth Lewis. We calculated that if they had lost one more wicket, one team would have won. If
Yeah, look, I agree with it. I mean, you've all played in those horrible days.
Yes, and we made it.
And we did it. But, I recall a game where we played through probably touching on 45-degree heat. It was prior to the extreme heat rule coming in.
Yeah.
And I came off and I was absolutely delirious. Like, I had ice being put all over me because I was just not making sense.
Yeah.
It's pretty...
Look,
it's pretty dangerous.
it's a duty of care
Yeah.
on everyone's part, particularly the umpires and team management. But... just harden up, really.
Well, no, I disagree. Yep. I think the heat rule needs to be looked at again. I think 42 is ridiculous. For the women, it's 40. I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
As you pointed out, if it can drop down to 38 and you can go back on, we're talking about a degree or two difference, or a point of a degree. What's the difference?
Yeah. Yeah.
But overheating the body is so dangerous.
Yep.
Like, things just go
really
really bad really quickly.
They have things in place, the extra drinks break and stuff like that. Are we getting to the point where we're just too soft?
No, not at all. Okay. Because,
that's the question I wanted to just throw at you.
Yeah, like other conditions and things like that, harden up, get out there and play. Yeah. But when it comes to heat, as I said, and in kids and in younger people, they can't regulate their body sort of systems as well, and it will go pear-shaped really quickly and have really terrible outcomes.
Because the day after, down the road, the under-18s girls played all the way through.
So we that weekend, we had a game on the Sunday, and the temperature got to 39.8.
Yep.
So again, the extreme heat rule being 40, the game continued. So 0.2 of a degree difference.
It actually felt worse.
And it had a
Sunday.
hot,
it was windy.
It had a hot wind
that
with
day
it.
too,
It was so uncomfortable. And as I said before, I think the extreme heat rule needs to be relooked at by the associations.
Well, we covered that one pretty well.
Anyway.
But there's that, I'm being the old timer part of me saying, well, how are we toughening up as a race if we're just sort of saying conditions are getting a little too uncomfortable?
You know, then you could also say the environment's changing from when we played cricket 20 years ago.
We still played on some pretty...
We did, but
pretty
not
hot days
as
back
often.
I'm not sure back when I was young in the 70s.
Yes, but was the heat different? Did it not feel as hot?
Yeah, because we were harder.
Yeah.
Now, talking
not
about...
everybody's as tough as you, Hamish.
talking about heat and being sun smart, things like that. I've got one that's not cricket, and for me, this is my biggest bugbear of everything. Bowling with a hat on. It's just not cricket.
I agree.
Thank you.
I agree.
I'm going to get roasted by my female counterparts here because generally speaking, it's the females who do it. Usually spinners.
No, I did see Ravi Ashwin bowl in a hat and sunglasses in the tour game, the Australia A versus Australia game the other day. He might have just been because he couldn't be bothered, but look, he was wearing a hat.
This is something that happened in Test cricket back in the
early days.
Sonny Valentine from the West Indies used to do it, a spinner. Greg Matthews did it. He had things to...
How do you not...
stuff to protect up there, you know?
How do you not dislodge your hat?
Was it a hat? Not a cap, but like with a brim?
No, just a cap.
Baseball cap.
Now, I might put a little caveat on my disdain for it. Well, yes, I don't really like anybody wearing a hat.
Yeah.
I will let it in.
What about baldies?
While bowling.
What about baldies?
No, mate, no. While bowling.
Sun cream on.
Yeah, while bowling. Yeah. I can possibly let spinners get away with it.
No.
I do not like medium pacers running with a cap on.
What's the difference? What is it? What's the difference?
It's just not.
Yeah, no, okay, I get that.
It's not respectful.
Just not cricket.
Okay, all right.
Is there a medium pacer that bowls with a cap on? You can't because
how would you just not flop off?
Look, there used to be, and again, I don't want to get roasted by the female audience. Because there used to be.
Okay.
There used to be one.
Your sister?
I'm trying to think of.
Sarah never wore it. No, Sarah never wore it.
No, Sarah's never worn a hat. She's
but
respectful.
there used to be a well-known, a long-time New South Wales player, and also probably played for Australia as well, and played for Bankstown.
I think I might know who
that used to wear a cap, and it just used to drive me bananas.
Look, fielders typically wear hats.
Oh yeah,
sometimes wear
fielding
hats.
is fine. Fielding is fine.
So why is that okay?
It's just
no hat, no play.
It's not respectful. Take your hat off.
Yeah, no, it just doesn't work. It's just like I said. It's just
one of those
weird
crickety
things.
Okay,
but you can't. Honestly, if you're a pace bowler, you really can't bowl pace.
The hat
with
will
a
just
traditional
fly back,
cricket cap,
dislodge,
the momentum,
distract.
But
it's usually the spinners.
Yeah,
you know, and I've heard the arguments from the females saying, "Oh, I've got a lot of hair. I've got to keep it off my face. Use a hair elastic. Have you not seen how much hair I've got? Try it off. Like I have. I'm allowed to say this. Yeah. You know, just not cricket. Take it off.
Okay. I dropped a catch in a grand final when I had long hair.
What's your point?
I just wanted to tell everyone now that I'm as bald as a badger that I had long hair at one stage.
Were you not wearing a cap at the time? Is that also what you're saying?
Yeah, I should have been wearing a cap. I would have taken that catch. We might have won the grand final.
Well, you were fielding. You're allowed to wear it if you were bowling.
No, I was bowling. It was a caught and bowled. I'd follow through, hair over the eyes. Where's the ball?
Hair elastic, Hamish.
That's a big,
tie it up.
That's a big girly.
I bet. You know, the 1980s, 90s era Hamish with long hair and a hair elastic would be quite a unique look.
We could find some pictures.
Quite a unique look.
We could find some pictures.
You remember I was going for the grunge look? I'd just come back from living in North America. Yep. I had the longish hair tucked in behind the ears. Yep. Go out in the unbuttoned flannel shirt.
The Warwick Kappa.
Yeah.
The Warwick Kappa.
Very grunge.
What about the man bun?
No, that wasn't a Warwick Kappa.
Did you
you had long hair though.
Huh?
It was more Warwick,
mullet. I thought was mullet. more glamorous.
No, but didn't you have more mullet? You had a mullet.
I had a mullet. I had a mullet in year 12, but this time round was
just long hair, just long.
tuck in behind.
So playing cricket with long hair, you never considered the man bun?
No, man bun wasn't around.
I don't think it was in vogue at the time. No, I don't think it was invented at the time. I mean, you could have been a trendsetter, Hamish.
And you probably would have taken that catch.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Do you think that your having long hair gave you a Samson-like quality? Do you think that maybe?
I did it purely for the girls and the music, to be truthful. So I didn't really think much of it when it came to cricket. Sometimes a nice feeling running in with the hair.
Yeah.
Except if the wind is
like
coming from behind you and
it's blowing in the opposite. Yeah. Skip. No, I can only bowl into the wind. Yeah.
So has your uniqueness died off, or does it continue to this day? Is there something unique that you can bring to the podcast even this morning?
Yeah, Hamish, what about you? What is your unique top 5?
I was trying to be as obvious as possible.
I was trying to where you were going with it.
Is it time?
Yes.
I loved your response, Hamish.
I'm just waiting. Well, usually I'm used to Lisa,
giving you a segue.
Sorry, I don't have a clock visible for Lisa.
Yeah. Have we?
Sorry about that.
Have we?
That's my.
Have we?
Have we
if you got any last cricket, I would get them in.
One very quick one,
Yeah,
and it's a recent one. The 5 penalty runs for fake fielding. Another thing for the batters. Boo-hoo, pay attention, you fools.
So, give me an example of this.
Yeah, what's fake fielding?
So you can't pretend to like run and so say like if 2 people are running for the ball, one of them can't sort of pretend to slide and pretend to pick it up and throw it.
Oh.
But not throw it, and then the other guy pick it up and throw it.
Well, that's just cheap anyway.
Well, I mean, look, I've seen it happen.
I don't know. I mean,
it's like taking a dive in soccer or something.
I don't know why they bothered with it because it was never really an issue.
I've seen it done once really well, and it really did trick the batters. So chasing the batters played a nice cover drive. The fielders chased. I won't name who it is, but she did it really well. Pretended to pick a ball, throw it in, and the batters just created havoc. With the batters running, and the ball's still travelling way down to the boundary.
It's just not cricket.
Sneaky.
No, pay attention. Clearly, you can see the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I just think suck it up. Don't give them 5 penalty.
No, I don't think.
Give them 5 penalty runs.
I don't think. Yeah, well, I just don't think you should fake field.
Oh, let's just let the batters do everything. Give them 5 extra runs and give them a railway sleeper to bat with and give them nice fresh balls to hit all the time.
You only get one chance when batting.
Oh, spoken like a batter. Spoken like a batter. And let's let them edge it for 6.
Spoken like a bowler.
It's true though. It's true.
Right.
Although, I don't know. I saw there was plenty of blokes getting chances the other day. It was ridiculous. Anyway, move on.
Come on, unique Hamish.
Okay.
What is your unique?
No. Firstly, can we take this? Can we take this part of the show seriously? This is this is not a joke.
No. Do you see me laughing?
I want this to be taken seriously because what I'm trying to do is educate.
Should I do it? Should I do it then?
About cricketing stuff. Not necessarily on the field, but there's so much more to the game.
Okay.
All right, so
let's go.
What is your topic for your unique top 5?
I want to discuss unique cricketing nations.
Okay.
Nations that are a part of the ICC.
They're ranked?
The associate members.
Okay. So for instance, like they had on Nick's desk.
And yes,
that's
exactly.
Right. Yep. This is a gift to me from one Dave Solomons, the USA cricket hat.
Very nice.
It sits on the podcast desk all the time.
And
where are they ranked, Ham?
I reckon they're probably. I reckon they've dropped quite a lot because they have taken part in
they've had some issues.
in a one-day World Cup competition. So these countries have an actual ranking, T20 ranking. So if you go to the ICC website, you'll find them there. But I just thought let's just go through the list and find some unique places where you'd think. They play cricket there, and then see if I can just sort of, like I said, pass on some knowledge about. So, firstly, we have Guernsey.
Guernsey.
Oh, Guernsey.
Yeah, and the first thing I thought to myself is, what do you got to do to get a Guernsey to play for Guernsey? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would suggest it's not much because it's a very small population.
Yeah.
Well, do you know there's a player in the Guernsey national team. And his name is Matthew Stokes. And guess what? Do you know who his brother is?
Ben?
No.
Okay.
I don't know who it is. I was hoping you guys knew. But anyway, Ben Stokes may or may not be related. But anyway. But one of the former captains is Josh Butler.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Or Joss Butler or Josh?
Not Josh Butler.
No, this is Josh Butler. But if he cared to remove a H from his first name and added a T to his second name, he would be.
He would be. Yeah, he would have the same name. They'd have the same name.
They must have a cracking team.
Where are they ranked, Hamish?
The ICC T20 ranking is 36.
Okay.
That's pretty
Not too bad. No, I believe there's
How
about
many nations
80.
are okay?
I believe there's
That was my next
80.
question.
Okay.
All right. Next, though, after Guernsey, is Jersey. Right?
Where the
big
cows
question
come from.
is, if you get selected for
Jersey,
do you get a Guernsey or do you get a Jersey?
I reckon they just give you a shirt.
Now, I've got no player to put the spotlight on here,
Okay.
but their ICC ranking is actually 25.
Wow.
And they've been an associate member since 2007. Now, do we know, here's my challenge to you two guys, do we know where Guernsey and Jersey actually are?
Aren't they off like the coast of England?
Yes.
Or around there somewhere?
Yes. They're very close to each other,
Yes.
actually.
Yes.
They're actually closer to France
Uh-huh.
in that English Channel sort of type of zone.
Yeah.
And so obviously they would play each other quite a bit because
thought
they're close. What do you think they play for?
Probably
Cows.
Guernsey.
A cricket jumper?
Long sleeve jumper.
Not a Guernsey, not a Jersey.
No jumper.
They actually play
jumper.
for the Inter-Insular Cup. The Inter-Insular Cup. Sounds like
Say
a
that 10
trophy they
times
should
fast.
have in Tasmania.
All right, number 3.
Number
I
3.
guess that Tasmanian audience.
Did I give you a ranking? 25th?
25th.
They're doing
Yeah.
a little bit better than Guernsey.
Guernsey.
Okay. Ghana.
Ghana.
Ranked 35th.
Joel Garner?
An associate member of 2002. Joel Garner. Perhaps
Captain?
he should be the coach of that national team.
associated with
How
it.
good would that be,
Huh.
Joel Garner?
Coaching Ghana.
Right, time to move on.
Yeah.
What was their rank, sorry?
They are 35th.
Right.
Not too bad.
Yep.
Done all right.
Is that better than Guernsey?
Yeah, they were 38. Weren't they?
Yeah. It's really tight between Guernsey and Ghana. 36th, 35th. So that'll be... Gibraltar.
Oh.
What I want to know is who takes the new rock for Gibraltar.
You've been waiting all morning to do that, haven't you?
Yep. I also want to bring into spotlight one of their players,
Yeah.
Adam Orfila, who probably takes the new rock for. They had him down as a bowler.
Yeah, right.
So that would be something. Now they've been an associate member since 1969.
That's
Wow.
So
That is a
it's
long
kind
time.
of disappointing, Gibraltar. Get your game together. That you're currently ranked 79th.
No.
a long time. Yeah.
They're going through a rough patch.
I
Rocky.
guess-
It's Rocky.
Rockets,
Patch.
yes. It's tough there.
You set me up, man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, yeah. How many people are there in Gibraltar?
It's just the cricket team.
To be truthful, I think they played a couple of their tournaments a few short because there weren't enough cricketers.
Yeah. Well,
Okay. Lastly, I had to bring this one into it. Cricketing nation of Italy. Who
okay.
Italy.
would you have thought?
No.
Because,
No.
you know,
The
they're
Italian
so
cricket
passionate about playing
Cricket.
soccer and football.
team. Yeah.
No. Yep.
They are actually ranked, I think, 24th.
No.
Or thereabouts. Now, you'll be interested to know that their national coach is Joe Scuderi, who's a former
South Australian.
first-class player
Right.
Yes.
in Australia.
South Australia.
Played with a lot of great cricketers in that very strong area, and he would have played for the Australian under-19s.
Yep.
Now plays the drums in a few rock bands in England, but sets himself up. Obviously played a lot of cricket in England after retiring from first-class cricket. And has been the coach there.
Of Italy.
They've been an associate member since 1995. But the main reason why I wanted to bring up Italy is because one of the teams that plays in one of the competitions in Italy is known as Milan Kingsgrove Cricket Club.
Man,
Milan
I spoke to
Kingsgrove
those guys
Cricket Club.
recently, or not those guys.
Have you
but a
seen their
guy-
logo?
I
Yes.
have seen their
Yes,
logo because it's our logo. Do you know the story behind the Milan?
Yes, I do.
You probably
tell
then you
it?
should
I was
share
a
it
little bit
then.
of a part of it. So there was there's a lot of, obviously, in these cricket playing nations, a lot of expats, so a lot of Indians, Sri Lankans,
Right.
whatnot, playing those competitions, keeping those competitions alive and growing. So there was a guy from that area who was a Sri Lankan guy, and they actually, a lot of players and purchasing their equipment through our online department or mail order department back in the day. And he was just a bit of a fan of the business, so he renamed his cricket club Milan Kingsgrove
Sports. Yeah. I was just telling my brother about that the other day because we got a message. Like we get messages all the time from suppliers who want to supply us with teamwear and stuff like that, and that, which is wonderful. But obviously we can't buy from all of them. We have suppliers we have good relationships with. Anyway, this guy sends through pictures of this. He's like, "Well, I've done work for you before," and he sends.
He's got it mixed up.
Kingsgrove Sports. It's got our logo all over it, and I'm like, "Well, that's interesting. Who is this guy?"
Yep.
And come to find out, he had done uniform work, not for us, not have anything to do with us, but for the Milan Kingsgrove Sports Cricket Club.
Well, the name sticks. Yeah. And I almost have a feeling that at one stage it may have been Kingsgrove Milan, but they might have then switched around. I'll have to check that one, but I had a feeling when I searched for it, I knew it existed because I'd had dealings with them in the past, and I searched for Kingsgrove Milan, it came up Milan Kingsgrove, so I don't know whether I just got it wrong or that at one stage they were actually Kingsgrove
Well,
Milan.
It makes me wonder though, so are they using all that stuff like with Harry's blessing, or is that sort of
I think back in the day, they came at us and said we'd like to name our club this, and we were kind of honoured to do it. So our Kingsgrove name and brand, I guess you would say, lives on in Italian cricket because they're actually pretty good team, high level team. I'm pretty sure some of their players have gone on to represent at high level. In Italy.
In Italy.
There you go.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
And the ranking's pretty good. And the one thing I can tell you about the Italian cricket setup and the national team, as opposed to some of the other ones in the European conference of the ICC, is that the Italians like to ensure that there are actually some Italian-born cricketers in their national team.
Yeah.
Whereas if you look at some of the others, it's all Indian and Pakistani names and stuff like that. But you look at their national squad, there's some good, solid Italian names.
Right on.
I reckon they'd put on a good Arvo team.
I was just going to say,
the best.
Yeah.
The best.
Yeah. Could struggle to come back out after tea, I reckon.
Well, they'd have a good siesta afterwards, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. That was. I hope that our listeners out there learn. If there's a cricketing nation that you've played in, or let us know. It's just a fantastic world of cricket out there.
Yeah,
Argentina.
One of my favourites is Japan. They're ranked in the 30s at the moment. But we've had a lot to do with Japanese cricket.
Yep.
There was a few nations that, to be truthful, I'd never even heard of. So I urge you take a look. Take a look at the rankings. You'll get a pleasant surprise at who's actually out there playing cricket. Chile.
Sure.
Namibia.
All those sort of countries. It's quite amazing.
Well, it was definitely a very interesting discussion. Thanks for sharing all that stuff too. And so
I'm here for you guys.
If you do have topics that you believe are just not cricket, or if you have some more interesting cricketing nations you'd like to share with us, make sure to reach out to us on social media. We are on Facebook at Kingsgrove Sports Center, Instagram at Kingsgrove Sports, Twitter at Kingsgrove Sport. If you use the hashtag KSC Podcast, you'll get our attention pretty quickly. And then if you're watching us here on YouTube, thanks for joining us. You can also listen to the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, or if there's any other podcast platform you use, the RSS feed that is linked in the description of every YouTube video we put out. But really interesting.
Wow.
Share your feedback with us.
That's why I don't do that part.
There's a lot to remember.
Too much stuff to remember. That's a lot. Anyway, thanks, guys.
Yeah,
that was very good. That was very good.
Enjoy that.
Good times.
Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll catch you next time.